Welcome back into Rise Radio. This episode is a brand new series that I'm bringing to the podcast called Tapping on Tuesdays. If you are inside my private community, the portal, which is my free community, by the way, you should be in there if you're not. I show up every Tuesday with a conversation, a juicy topic, and a tapping session or activation around the topic. So this is this week's Tapping on Tuesday conversation, where we talked all about alchemizing fear into fucking opportunity and owning it before you feel ready. So enjoy this episode and come back every Tuesday for a brand new conversation and a tapping session or activation. Welcome in. I am so excited that you are here. If you've been telling yourself that one day you'll be ready, this conversation is for you. This is a really exciting conversation today. So, like I said, I'm so excited. I'm going to teach you a concept that a lot of you have learned with me before, but we're going to talk about it in a new way today because, like I mentioned inside the tapping challenge this morning, there is always, always, always a new level of extraordinary. There is a new level to unlock, always. New awareness to discover, like new versions of you who are available to you. And this is so exciting. And this is what makes life even what do I want to say? Like worth living is knowing that we don't need to stay the same and that we're a work in progress and we can always get better and be better and do better and create more and impact more people and build more wealth. Like whatever that is, it's just this constant growth opportunity that's available for us. But we have just like twisted this to mean it's a lot of hard work. So today we're going to talk about be, do, have. Yes, but we're going to also talk about the law of attraction and how to work with the law of attraction to create your dream life, to create and grow your dream business without the force, without the struggle, without figuring anything out. Are you ready? Okay, even if you're on the replay here, I want you to drop a hey, hell yes, or a hey, yes in the comments because I want you to claim the fact that you are no longer holding you back. Okay, awareness is the first step in changing anything. Once you are aware, okay, this sounds like me. I have been telling myself that one day I'll work with Jocelyn. One day I'll launch the program. One day I'll be good enough to start the podcast. One day, one day, one day never comes. Okay. And I want you to hear this so fucking clearly. One day never comes. And I actually had this like epiphany almost this morning during my workout. And it was like, again, I get these all the time because we're constantly, even if we think we know a concept, right? Even if we think we fully understand it, and yes, I get it, right? And I see my clients doing this all the time. Yes, I get it. And I'm like telling them again and again, I'm like, just you don't get it. I see that you don't actually get it. You understand it intellectually. I understood it intellectually, but I didn't actually understand it. And what do I mean by that? There's this knowing, and if you have been in my world for a longer period of time, and even I don't even want to say a longer period of time, actually, a lot of my private clients know what I'm talking about. It's like when you know it, it's like you know it on like a cellular level, and that is embodiment. I see it as like there's this separation. When we know something intellectually, it's like this, okay, I know it, I get it, but when we embody the thing, we're like, oh, I get it now. But that's not even the end. There's always more to become aware of. So this morning, as I was doing some journaling before my workout, I was like, man, I've spent a lot of my life like believing that I had to calm down and like I spent a lot of my life believing that there was something wrong with me or my life because I was like constantly in this creation mode, or what some people might call chaos. Okay. And any belief is worthy of being challenged, right? Any belief. So today I was like, what if the fact that I thrive when I have lots of things moving around in my world? I thrive when, in situations that maybe other people might say are chaotic. What if the fact that I thrive in those situations are actually my superpower? And the beautiful thing about me is that I can hold multiple things at one time. And it's just a simple reframe, but it's always this like, holy shit, I am, awareness is the first step. Awareness is the first step, and then challenging that belief, questioning it, right? So we're never going to be ready. You're never going to be ready. And although that might sound a little sad or dire, it's true. Okay. And you know, this is something that I want every single one of you to know, is that nothing outside of you will make you ready. Okay. To do that thing, whatever that thing might be, move to another country, launch the podcast, start the business, scale the offer, speak to a higher level client, homeschool your kids, unschool your kids, like whatever the fuck you want. You're not going to be ready until you decide you're ready and you take action in that new assumption. Okay. I have one of my clients right now blowing up, my private client. Why is she blowing up? Because she decided to. Because she decided. She's been in and out of my world for years. I've known her for quite a long time, and I know her to be a very multi-passionate, incredible, creative, entrepreneurial woman, right? Mama, like travel lover, just so intelligent and beautiful and all the things. And what I know of her is that up until now, she has tried out lots of things. Okay. And I want to know if this is resonating with you. So let me know in the comments, right? She's tried out a lot of different things. And the one thing that was holding her back was herself. Okay. And she probably now realizes that, or knows that, or has known that the entire time. This summer, she took part in my Blissiplined event, which was an event where we tapped into our highest self. So the highest version of us, the most, what is another word for that? I don't love to use highest because then that implies that there's other versions of you that are lower or like less than, which is not true. Like the younger version of me was no less than the version of me I am now, and you either, right? So when she decided to, yes, I need it. When she decided to tap into that higher version of herself inside Blissiplined, she transformed. Okay, because it's not this fake it till you make it situation. It's not this like trying to pretend you're something that you're not, or you're somewhere that you're not. It's a decision to be. Okay. And once she decided to be her and ask herself, well, how would she think? How would she move? What would she believe? What would she do in these situations? And she started to do those things in a new way. She began to attract differently. Okay. And she started to think differently. Like I said, she's in my membership and has been from the beginning of this year. And she, you know, it's incredible what happens when you, yes, are in an expensive space. Yeah, absolutely. People call it like osmosis, right? It's like proximity just rubs off, and it's just such a magical, incredible thing that happens, that takes place. But if you are still avoiding claiming the fact that you are extraordinary, that you are influential, that you are iconic, that you are legendary, that you are here to do really fucking big things, and you decide to stop telling yourself that one day things will change, time is the only variable, right? When you stop telling yourself those things and you decide to take action in a new way, nothing trumps that. Like nothing can even compare to that. And what comes after that? So she's inside my membership. She takes part in the Blisscipline challenge, right? And then she, this summer, goes through this transformation and decides just over a month ago, after, where were we? I don't remember. Anyway, I feel like there's another event, but I don't think so. She decides to work with me one-on-one. Why? Because that's what that version of her would do. That's what that highest version of her would do. How do you collapse time? How do you work smarter, not harder? You definitely don't figure it out on your own, right? You don't keep telling yourself one day something's going to change. You actually, one of the ways to collapse time really fast is to hire someone who is already where you want to be, who is already doing the things that you want to be doing, who is already at a certain level of profitability in her business, right? Whatever it is, who by hiring somebody who's where you want to be. So she decided to work with me one-on-one. What happened? Time collapsed. Okay. And it was not even, I think it was by week 2, we decided to stop forcing, right? Because that's the biggest key, is like, if I can ask myself, what would it feel like if this was easy? And what would I do that feels expansive and feels easy? Okay. If posting on Instagram and like being an influencer on Instagram doesn't feel fucking aligned for you, and like creating content doesn't feel aligned for you, do something else. Don't force yourself to do something you don't like to do. Of course, creating content is a valuable asset for your business. It is a valuable way of how you serve your audience, right? But it's not the only way. So we decided to pivot slightly and focus on launching her podcast. This was uncharted territory. This was foreign grounds. Of course, the resistance showed up, but she had me supporting her, right? I helped her to move through the resistance. I gave her tapping suggestions. She's been tapping every single day since the start of this year, basically, right? She is solid in her nervous system. And when she recognizes that there is resistance that's showing up, oh, I feel the fear. I don't subscribe to the fear as I used to. I actually see fear as opportunity. Beautiful, right? And so she decided, I prompted her to think about having guests on her podcast. She puts out a post on Threads, has hundreds of women who want to guest on her podcast. Why is she blowing up? Because she decided to move before she was ready. Okay. And of course, she sent me a message yesterday. I feel very unprepared for this. I don't know about this. And I'm like, keep fucking going. That is the sign that you are on that edge that we talk about, right? Riding that uncomfortable edge. Because the fact is, the truth is that we've been fed a lie, honestly, that fear is bad. Fear is bad. When you feel fear, that means you're in danger. Fear is not bad. Fear means growth. Fear means expansion. Fear means change. And women like us are not here to stay the same. We're not here to live a normal life. So here we are, well, first, like comparing ourselves to normal people, right? And taking advice from normal people. That is our first mistake, right? And then we're believing that fear is a bad thing. And everybody around us affirms that to us, right? Because again, most people around us, not all of us, right? But some of us, our family, our circles around us, very much average, normal, subscribe to the status quo sort of situation, right? Nothing against them, all the love or respect, right? But we're not here for that. We're not here for normal. We're not here to subscribe to the status quo. We're not here for normal results and incremental linear progress, right? We're here for fucking extraordinary. We're here for how the hell, okay? How did you do that? We're here for the quantum leap. And what I want you to know is that if you keep telling yourself, the whole purpose of this conversation today, you keep telling yourself that you're not ready, you're never going to be ready. You've got to decide for yourself that you are claiming extraordinary, right? And then you need to alchemize the fear into the opportunity that it actually is. And then hold it. This is where tapping really comes in, right? Holding it without talking yourself out of it. So exciting, right? So there's such an illusion of I need to be there before I can fill in the blank. I need to be good enough. I need to have it all figured out. I need to be certified. I need to be better than them. Whatever it is, before I do the thing, when in fact, doing the thing and claiming the thing is what will bring the answers, and it will bring you being good enough. Okay, does that make sense? So extraordinary results, the ones that leave people asking how, even yourself, how did that happen? What did I just do? Oh my God, I have hundreds of women who want to be on my podcast, right? I have people joining my offers while I'm sleeping. Those extraordinary results don't happen by accident. They happen by you upgrading your inner identity and through taking new action before you're ready. Okay, so pop quiz. What happens when you tell yourself that one day you'll be there and you keep telling yourself that and you just continue waiting and say, when I'm there, then I'll take the action. When I'm there, then I'll do the thing. What's going to happen? You're always going to be becoming. And people say, I'm manifesting $1 million. You ain't manifesting shit because you think that the millions are still in the future. All right. Where's your exchange? Where's your self-concept and your identity of that millionaire? How does she move? How does she think? How does she dress? Where does she hang out? What rooms does she get herself in? How does she show up? That's how we close the gap, right? So what happens when you decide that you're ready and that you are worthy now, not later, but now, regardless of your circumstances, regardless of what anyone else told you you are or are not, regardless of how much money's in your bank account, regardless of where you live right now, regardless of everything and anything, your relationships. What happens when you actually decide that you're ready and you are worthy now? You close the gap. You close that gap. When you decide, actually, I've been fucking waiting. It feels scary as hell to say yes and ready, but I'm done waiting. I'm done, sorry about wasting my fucking time. I am done living every day as if one day I will get there. One day you're not going to get there until you decide that you are the version of you who has it and you start moving accordingly. Okay, this is work that is a lot in your imagination, right? But we are creative beings. Everything and anything in our 3D physical world started in someone's imagination. We've just been taught that it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of effort to create the thing. And of course, when we're talking about a physical product, we're talking about building houses or like whatever, complexes, developing land, like whatever it is, engineering a vehicle, like that is different work, right? But here, most of you here are entrepreneurs in the online space. Maybe you do have digital assets already. Maybe you do have some physical assets like books. I'm writing a coloring book right now, creating a coloring book with my kids, and it's so fun. It's almost ready to go live and sell, and it's so fun. Maybe you have some physical assets as well. Okay, but I know that there are some people on this planet that have created a lot of wealth by working really fucking hard and working really long hours and like grinding and hustling. I know that. Okay, but I know that those people, a lot of those people have encountered burnout probably more than once. Okay, I also know that there are ways to create a lot of wealth without growing, right? Like you could probably figure out some AI app that you could launch with another AI platform and have it up and running and making money within a week, right? You could do that. Does that require you to grow? Maybe a little. Maybe expand your toolkit a little bit. Okay, but the work that we are here to do, the leaders, the coaches, the healers, the mentors, this work requires us to grow. But here's the cool thing, and not everyone will get this, right? I was on Threads the other night, and this woman posted like, I'm here to figure out if normal people can make money online. And I had to comment. I was like, first of all, normal people work for someone else. The first step is actually realizing you're not fucking normal. If you are normal, go work for someone else. Go work a 9 to 5 with weekends off, right? Go work for that one vacation per year. Go work for that fucking pension and medical plan. That's not what we're here for. We're here for extraordinary, right? So this work, this life that we want to create requires different results. Sorry, different moves. It requires different moves. It requires an identity upgrade. And it requires you to decide, I am worthy, I am ready now. Okay? How's this landing? How does this feel? Okay, it feels uncomfortable. It feels foreign. Maybe you have some scars. Maybe you're like, well, I've tried this before, right? I've tried this before. I don't know. Last time I failed. Last time this happened. Da 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 da. This is not last time, especially not when you're in my world. Okay. So it's uncomfortable because it is foreign, and that's the point. Discomfort equals change, growth, expansion. Comfort equals no change, no growth, no expansion. What are you here for? Change and expansion, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's do a tapping session on this. The tapping session is on owning it before you feel ready. Owning it before you feel ready. Okay, so we're going to remove resistance by addressing the fears. We don't sweep the fears under the rug and just pretend they don't exist. That's not what we do around here. We shine a fucking spotlight on them and say, hey, I see you there. Come on out. Let's have a chat. Let's have a conversation. I feel you in my body and I no longer subscribe. Thank you. I love you. Bye-bye. Right? And every time those fears show up, we address them in that way. We free them from our body. What's going to happen when we do that over and over and see them as opportunity? Oh, the fear is showing up. That's exciting, because that means I'm going into some foreign territory. What does that mean? I'm upgrading. I'm growing. I'm changing. How exciting. Do you see how we can alchemize this fear into opportunity? The opportunity it actually is. Holy shit. How beautiful, right? That makes me so excited. And anytime that fear comes up, it's an opportunity and like a sign to keep going. because we're not here to stay the same. Okay, and then what we're doing by addressing these fears is we're actually freeing them, the old stories, the stuck energy from our body, from our minds, and from our quantum field, which is our point of basically like our attraction field, right? So if you've never tapped with me, which I find it hard to believe, but if you've never tapped with me, basically all you're going to do is follow what I do and say what I say. Repeat after me, okay? If you're listening on the podcast and you're new to tapping with me, because yes, I'm going to put this audio on the podcast, you're going to find in the show notes a free how to tap guide and a graphic with the tapping points. Okay. And you guys watching as well, if you want a refresher or to actually visibly see the tapping points, I'll put it in the comments in the group here as well. All right. So are you ready? Find a comfortable seat. I'm going to record on here too for the membership so that it's all nice and clear and crisp. Let's find a comfortable seat together. Roll the shoulders up and back a couple times. Take a deep breath in. You can softly close the eyes down and exhale as if you're blowing out an imaginary straw. Okay, and I just want you to notice how you're feeling right now. Okay, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. We're going to start on the setup point, right on the side of the hand. Okay, I will let you know when we move to the top of the head, and then we're going to move through the rest of the tapping points. Tapping on the side of the hand, repeat after me. Even though I don't fully feel ready to do the thing that I know I actually want to do, even though I know that by doing this thing, my life and business will shift immensely, it's okay. I feel this fear. I honor this fear. And I am so ready to move through this fear and to see it differently. When I think of actually going for it, I feel resistance in my body. And I can feel it in my, fill in the blank, where do you feel this resistance? And it feels like, can you describe it? And I hear all sorts of resistance in my mind. Like there is another version of me living inside my head. And it sounds like, describe it. Give it a voice. Even though these fears feel really real right now, I know they are not my truth. And I'm seriously ready to alchemize them into opportunity. Because I'm not here to stay comfortable anymore. And I'm no longer here to believe that feeling fear is a bad thing. Or that I should run from it. I'm ready to expand. Let's go to the top of the head. I am here to live the life that normal people don't believe is possible. And I know that to live this kind of life, I need to make new moves. But up until now, when I would think about making new moves, taking the action that I know would move my life and business forward, I have felt so much fear and resistance. Fear that I might be judged. Fear that I might fuck it up and fail. Fear that I'm not good enough. Or I actually don't know what I'm doing. And I've been telling myself that I'm not ready. I'm so done living up to this old standard of believing these fears, of holding myself back, of listening to these old stories. And I'm so ready to alchemize them into opportunity. Because I'm not here to stay the same. And even though I've been taught that discomfort is dangerous, I'm now realizing that it's not. And when I look back on my life, I can see so clearly that it all worked out for me. I am so proud of the younger version of me who got me to where I am today. All of the experiences she endured. I am so grateful for that younger version of me. Now it is time for me to stop subscribing to the fear. Because the truth is this, that fear is an opportunity for me to transcend, to grow and to expand into my next level in my life and my business. Anything and everything that I thought was holding me back, I am intentionally choosing to see it differently now. And as I go into my day, I'm going to notice when my old stories show up again. And instead of reacting and hiding like I normally would, I'm going to lean in, get curious, and recognize the opportunity that is available to me. And I'm going to choose it. And I'm going to choose it again. Even if it feels uncomfortable. Even if the younger version of me is shaking in her boots. This is my new normal. And as I choose discomfort, and I normalize new experiences, I'm going to notice my world start to shift and change to match this new identity I now hold. Because effective immediately, I am a woman who owns it before she feels ready and always expects the best. And so it is. Bring one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Take a deep breath in, close your eyes, feel the body, and slowly exhale. Okay, tune back in. How do you feel? And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So fun, right? How do you feel? Let me know. Even if you're watching the recording, let me know how you feel in the comments. Did that land? Okay. So I have an invitation for you. If you're inside the portal, the Telegram group chat portal, I should say, you would know that we have a brand new event coming up this weekend. It is a weekend virtual retreat, 2-day virtual retreat. The most incredible women are already inside, upgraded to VIP and everything, all the things. There is tapping. So the whole weekend retreat is an audio experience. And it's intentionally called Extraordinary for the woman who is ready to claim extraordinary. She's ready to stop waiting. She's ready to stop subscribing to the old stories. She's ready to stop telling herself that one day I'll be ready. One day I'll be there. And I'm not mocking you, but it might feel like I am. So you are ready for extraordinary when you decide you're ready for extraordinary. You don't need to fear it. You get to see it as opportunity, an opportunity to grow, transcend, expand, and lean into the effortless way. We didn't talk about that much today, but even the example of my private client, what happened when she chose that? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, everything is coming and lining up perfectly for her. Did she force that? Did she figure that out? No. She became her, the version of her that she had been becoming for so long, telling herself, one day it'll happen. Time is the only variable. One day I'll get there. She decided to close the gap through upgrading her identity, through deciding, this is who I am. Right? There's all these quotes of like, your new life will cost you your old one, right? Are you ready to die to your old life? As Neville Goddard would say, right? So this is for the woman who's ready for that. There are going to be topics on self-worth, the connection to self-worth and wealth, the energetic link between those two concepts. There's going to be topics on decision-making, thinking bigger, getting emotionally involved with the truth, getting your hopes up, letting yourself claim extraordinary and choose that again and again and again. There will be conversations around receiving and holding more, expanding your capacity beyond fear or burnout, right? Expanding your capacity and your perceptions to see, to perceive, and expect the best, just like we just said, right? We'll talk about the law of compensation, how the universe matches your level of service and self-belief, the belief in your opportunities, the belief in your coaching, mentorship, product, service, whatever. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about exchange. We're going to talk about holding the contrast. What happens when the fear shows back up? What happens when the unexpected shows up? Okay, and we're obviously going to be expanding your capacity, your nervous system capacity, so that you don't react anytime that contrast or fear shows up. You begin to normalize the response of seeing it as opportunity, right? Like I said, it's like, oh yeah, hey, fear, great, let's go. That's going to be your normal. That's what you're normalizing over these 2 days together. So day one, we are focused on remembering your worth. So we're going to immerse into that self-value, that energetic confidence, the law of attraction, decision-making, clearing any blocks, anything stopping you, any like generational scarcity patterns, any of that stuff. We're building massive awareness in day one and removing it from our entire experience. Okay, day two, we're going to talk about holding the extraordinary life. So we are going to, this is where we go into the expansion work, elevating your beliefs, elevating your belief behind your exchange, and then taking new aligned action in a new way, in a way that feels like, oh, fuck, this is exciting, because we see that fear as opportunity and we ride that wave. Okay. This is going to be delivered in over 10 audio transmissions, I call them. Okay. So 10 audio lessons or trainings over the 2 days. Okay. There will be bonus lessons for sure, because your girl likes to talk and there is endless things to talk about. All right. So there's going to be bonus materials in there inside our group chat. There's going to be multiple transformational EFT tapping experiences. So I'm going to create some expansive tapping for you to continue to expand into the identity and normalize new results, normalize new moves. But also I will have some for you when it comes to removing limitations, fears, whatever comes up for you, whatever resistance shows up. Those of you that join us live will be able to curate that with me and decide which tapping sessions I actually make. Okay. Then, of course, you're going to get access into our private community group chat for support and integration. Okay. And then something that I'm doing that's really exciting here is I'm actually going to take those replays, so those audio transmissions, and I'm going to put them on a private podcast so that everyone who joins Extraordinary will actually get the private podcast version as well of all the transmissions, so that you can re-listen and listen again in your own time, again and again and again, because we're growing at such a rapid rate that when we re-listen to it, it's almost like we didn't even listen to it. Have you ever done that? Right? You read a book and then, a year later you read the book again and you're like, what the hell? I didn't even read that book. It's totally different. So there's also a VIP upgrade. So for this live experience, which is this weekend, the 18th and the 19th of October? I don't even know. I'm pretty sure it's 18th and 19th. This is going to be completely live. Okay, so you will get those 5 lessons each day in audio form. And then we'll have the group chat. We'll have the bonus transmissions. We'll have the fucking conversations inside the group chat, right? And anyone who, because this will be available as an on-demand experience later on, but just the podcast. Okay, you're not going to have the community support. You're not going to have my support. You're not going to have that integration opportunity. So I suggest that you don't wait for that to happen and instead you join us live. And if you want to seriously claim Extraordinary and have my direct support, I've never done this for a VIP situation before, but I felt called to do this because I know that a lot of you are there. You're ready for this. And to have my one-on-one support would change everything for you. So inside the VIP upgrade, you're going to get everything as everyone else does, but you're also going to get a private one-on-one integration call with me and 48 hours inside Telegram with me to calibrate your next quantum leap and remove any lingering resistance. Okay, we're going to work together to move your identity forward, right? Your identity, your perceptions, your assumptions, your moves forward in a way that feels really fucking good for you. Okay. There's a difference between being comfortable and feeling good, right? I'm going to help you to get to the point where you see the fear and it feels good. Are you ready for that? Where you see the fear and you're like, let's fucking go. I'm riding that edge of discomfort. And I know that this is how I grow. This is how I change. This is how I expand. Okay. So you can join right now for $55 for the entire experience. VIP is $222. Okay, lifetime access. The VIP option will take it to the fucking moon. You are ready to claim Extraordinary. Get inside. Okay, I'm going to put the link in the comments everywhere you are watching or listening. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Everything is on the page. You should have no questions. Trust yourself and claim Extraordinary, because when you do, manifestation is really fucking simple, you guys. You the universe just mirrors back what you are choosing, right? If you choose extraordinary, it's going to mirror back extraordinary things, extraordinary opportunities, connections, whatever you are choosing. Okay, so it's time to choose extraordinary. I'm so grateful that every single one of you are here. If you're still watching or listening and you're at the very end of this, my gosh, join us inside Extraordinary. This is going to be extraordinary. It's going to be mind-blowing and so much fun. There's already the most amazing women inside. Upgrade to VIP to take it to the fucking moon. And I'm so excited to have you inside. I will see you inside. Yeah. Okay, bye.